Today, we have a full breakdown of 2021 Prizm Football Hobby Boxes. Should you break? Should you buy? Or should you bypass altogether? All right, without further ado, let's get it. What's going on, ladies and gents? Carl here from Far East Rips, bringing you another new video. Now this one is a little different than what I usually do. Usually I'll do a box opening with actual cards, but what I decided to do with this one was I'm going to do a full review of 2021 Prizm Football and some analysis of single box and case breaks. Now this is about a week plus after release, so I get to look at the data, look at some of the breaks and see what has been pulled, and I can share that with you guys to give you a good idea of if you want to buy a box, if you want to join a break. I'm going to compare this year's product to last year's product and then my thoughts at the end. So let's get it started with box breaks. So I thought about buying a box of this at first at $14.99. I think that's how much it was, but obviously that price point is a lot higher than what I was expecting. So that's one of the main reasons I didn't jump into it. And then I came to the second, my second problem was, if I'm not gonna buy a box, I wanted to jump into some breaks. And I was curious about what the averages were and everything like that. So I decided to make a video comparing the two. So first, here in this first slide I have, these are single box breaks. I've looked at 5 different box breaks. One from Leighton full case number 2, and that was the first box of that break. I looked at Firehand cards, a 2-box break, box number 2 from that one. Platinum cards had a 3-box. I looked at the 3rd box, and then 2 single boxes from Packer cards 87, and then the last one was a Leighton personal box for James A. So what I came away with from watching all those videos and looking at the data was, so far it looks like there's more parallels than they say on the box. They say you get 10 colored parallels and 4 silver prisms. So average right now, if you look at these numbers here, 11, 12, 11, 13, and 12. So it looks like you're averaging about 1 or 2 extra parallels per box. So that's a very good thing, especially from Panini. When we're going to the silver prisms, we are getting about 4. This one was 1 short, but we do get 4 like it says on the box. About 1 base rookie, 1 silver rookie per box, and we looked at these 5. There was no one of note when it came to that. For the autos, a lot of vets. If you've seen the checklist, you pretty much know that already. We do have a 400 points card and break the last box here, and then with the rookies too, we had some nice color. We had a green camo of Frank Darby and then a green camo of Kalen Hill. But other than that, nothing too great. And the last one here is the notable cards from each of the box breaks. So the first box break had a Tom Brady green hyper, a Kyler Murray navy camo to 25, and then base cards of Trevor Lawrence and Kyle Trask. Box 2 and 3 were not good at all, as you can see. Notable cards from the whole boxes were just a single base of 2 quarterbacks. Box number 4 had a nice Pat Tillman blue ice, Mac Jones base, Kyler Murray green camo, and then a Jamar Chase base. The last box did have the case hit, which is Jermaine Armusu-Komoa, snake skin, and then we had 1 gold rookie of Kenny Nwangu. My takeaway is, if you're expecting to get a box of this and get all the rookies and all the base rookies, just think again. There's 24 total base, 2 per pack per box. And what I'm seeing is you're averaging about maybe 1 or 2 of the big rookie cards, or the big base rookies that you're gonna go after. So if that's what your cup of tea, I suggest you either join breaks or buy the singles when they do come out. Speaking of breaks, let's jump into that one real quick. Okay, so here's the breakdown that I looked at. I know it's a lot of numbers, it's really busy, but I'll just kind of skim through the important parts. So I did 4 full case breaks. Now remember, these are full case breaks, so 12 box case breaks. Formats here, as you can see, a hobby box runs about $14.99. A full case about $18,000, and if you want to buy a single pack, you're looking at $149. For break intervals, if you're buying it at random teams, for one team is $550. If you're buying a random division, you're looking at $2,200. And then lastly, for PYTs, your range is starting at $120 and then goes all the way up to $2,300. As you can see the chart here, Patriots, Jags at the top, and then kind of works its way down. Now this isn't be told exactly what you're gonna pay. Just I looked at a couple breakers prices at release and what they're charging, and this is kind of the rough estimate. So every site's can probably vary a little bit depending on shipping, taxes, all that stuff. So this is just kind of a rough estimate. So as we break down each of the cases, it's on par, about 141 to 144 total parallels per box. That averages out about 11 to 12 parallels per hobby box. That's a good thing. Vet or autos, pretty vet heavy. And as you can see here, I just put the different colors that I did find. And then notable cards down here. So we'll look at the first box. First box is really good. It had or first case, I'm sorry. It had a Najee Harris Color Blast, Justin Fields Red Wave Auto, and then it had a Pat Tillman Navy Camo, which, if you see the asterisks here, that means there's really no comp for it, but since Pat Tillman is a very popular name, obviously his story is very inspiring, and then it being a number 25 camo, I'm pretty sure that's going to fetch a fair price, so I just put it at $750 guesstimate. Box 2, only thing of note was a Justin Fields Purple Power, non-numbered or non-auto, number to 49. Box 3 or case 3, a lot of good notable cards, but nothing crazy. As you can see, the other ones, best card out of that bunch, it was just a Justin Fields base silver auto. And then the last case was probably the best one. It had a Trey Lance base auto, had a Joe Burrow stained glass, Aaron Rodgers green scope auto was from that one. Now, if you look at all these, I kind of took an average for just the notable cards alone. Now, this doesn't factor in the prices of the single base cards, some of the colors that you got up here. Just wanted to factor in the notable cards, and that's all already calculated for the sake of time. And if you see the totals down here, that's how much the notable cards total is as of right now, from comps from eBay and sold items. So averaging out, average case for notable cards runs about, will earn you about $3,450, which is lower than I expected when I initially went into this experiment. As you can see, the total case roughly costs about $17,000. And if you factor in all this other stuff, I'm sure this price would rise, but I was expecting a little more bang for your buck, especially when you're looking at case breaks. Expect to get a lot more bigger cards out of that. And then lastly, before I go to the next slide, and this one is case averages. So if you look at this little chart right here, I got highlighted. That's just the averages of all the different color that you will receive from each case. So, you know, obviously one snake skin, those are case hits, so that's about on par, and then the rest as it breaks down here. Nothing too crazy out of these 4 cases. No black finites, no gold vinyls. We had a few golds, but none of the big rookies, so nothing to really take away from there. All right, next we'll look at 2020 Prizm compared to 2021 Prizm. So look at the release price. Initially, 2020 Prizm was released at $1,100. This year's product is released at right around $1,500. Box breakdowns, both have 2 autos each. 2020 had 2 silvers and 9 parallels. 2021 upped those to now they have 4 silvers and 10 parallels. And then, as you saw in the breakdowns, more like 11 or 12 on average. Now, if you look at the notable names in the checklists, what I found from this is I took the 3 top quarterbacks from 2020 and 2021, matched them up. And you can replace Trey Lance with Zach Wilson or Justin Fields. I think he was the most value between those 3, so I just threw him on here. And then the top wide receiver was Jamar Chase for this year, and then Justin Jefferson for 2020. And if you look at the prices, base auto wise, they're pretty the same. Now, before we get started into this, these are all off raw comps. So raw sold items, this is what it went off of. If you start going into graded, these prices go up, they skyrocket. But since 2021 is such a new product, I decided to keep it, for comparison's sake, keep it both raw. So autos, they go around the same, which is kind of shocking to me. Colors, if you look at a base silver of Joe Burrow, about 400, and then a base silver of Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence, and Trey Lance, they're sitting right about 300, hovering around the same range. So not too far off of Joe Burrow. Color, as you can see, orange, 800 for Burrow. That's kind of a little different because since orange is the Bengals team color, a lot of people factor into that price, so those will fetch a little bit more. So 800 and then 500, which is kind of crazy if you look at orange, number 249 on Joe Burrow, and then the red wave, which is 149, is 500. So not too far off of a silver. I would definitely rather take a colored numbered parallel over a silver for only $100. But my takeaway from this is I'm looking at these two quarterbacks, so Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert. I think these two quarterbacks, man, are top 5 in the NFL right now. As you can say, Joe Burrow obviously went to the Super Bowl. He's got the it factor. He's got a lot going on. He's established himself. And Justin Herbert, he might not have the postseason success that Joe Burrow has, but when you look at his stats, look at his numbers, they just jump off the page. So these guys have been doing it for, 2 years, so you could see that they are great. And then Tua's down here. His numbers obviously reflect that he's way behind the top 2 quarterbacks. Still not bad price-wise, and I think just because of Tua's physical limitations, he doesn't quite have the ceiling that these two guys do, that his price kind of reflects that. But if you kind of look over here, look at the prices for 2021 quarterbacks. Now, this is a week right after release, so prices are going to be a little bit higher. With any new product, that's usually the best time to sell. That is right after the product, when the hype is and the buzz is at its highest. So these prices are probably higher than what they will settle at. But it is kind of interesting that a lot of these prices are somewhat close to some of the 2020 prices you see on the left. Now, straight up, I don't think any of the quarterbacks from 2021 are even close to being considered in the Joe Burrow or Justin Fields realm or tiers of quarterbacks. That's not to say they're not going to get there, but I just think these two guys are more of the outliers compared to the norm. I think they're amazing quarterbacks, and I don't think it's expected that every quarterback's going to reach that level. I know we've been kind of spoiled by Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen came out firing, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes, right? They all came out guns blazing, but that's definitely not the norm. And most rookie quarterbacks don't have that level of success that early. So Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow are definitely good buys at these prices from what I'm seeing. And with these guys, they can get there, but right now I think the quarterbacks in this class are a lot closer to Tua than they are to these two. And that's not really a knock on these guys. That's just saying that they're, these guys are just that good. So the prices, I think, are a little bit skewed because of it being such a new product release week. And then also with next year's draft class only having one quarterback in the first round and looking kind of thin on skill position players, I think that a lot of people are looking at this draft class as like kind of the last chance before there's a big lull in the football hobby market because of that draft class upcoming. Okay. And then last, I'll go over my thoughts now. So my final thoughts on 2021 Prizm. If you're in this for the long-term hold or you're looking to build your PC for your favorite team, then I don't think you can ever go wrong with joining a break or getting a box of Prizm. The price point is high, you're paying a lot, but it is risk it for the biscuit when it comes to this product. Prizm rookie cards are considered the top rookie cards out there, so they definitely hold the most weight when it comes to that standpoint. Just be wary. They did increase the checklist, so it's a lot more random vets in there as opposed to years past. Print runs are a little bit higher, and of course the price point of the product jumped up from what it was. But if you do have some extra disposable income and you want to throw it this way, there's probably no better product than Prizm to do that with. You can walk away with some monster cards in this, as you can see with that 101 Mac Jones that was pulled. It sold for I think $100,000, and then it resold again for I think $175,000. So I would say hold off until the market cools down. Then you can get into maybe get a box or get into some breaks where it's a little bit cheaper. And then of course, if you go from a lot of these sites, instead of having full case breaks, they have, you know, half case, 3-box, 2-box case breaks where you can, the price point's a lot more or a lot easier to swallow. And that's something that I would definitely look into if you definitely have to have some of these Prizm cards. With this rookie class, obviously it's loaded with quarterbacks, which is always a good thing. But just as you saw when I looked back at 2020's draft class, I don't think they have a Justin Herbert or a Joe Burrow in this class. Like I said, those other two, Trevor Lawrence has the potential, but he's on, you know, in Jacksonville, which in the past 20 years hasn't really developed any great quarterbacks or developed a great system. Hopefully Doug Peterson can change that down there. Mac Jones in New England speaks for itself. I don't think his ceiling is quite as high as Trevor Lawrence or Zach Wilson, but everything is in place for him to succeed. And then all the other 3 quarterbacks, it's all a crapshoot. So trying to compare this class to last year's is, you know, a hard thing to do. And then if you look at next year's class, where there was like 1 rookie quarterback drafted in the first round, it's not looking too good. So this might be a good product to buy and hold. If you can hold it sealed, it'll be a good thing. But if not, you know, joining one of the case breaks and trying to get the quarterbacks that you want now before the season starts and the prices start going up is definitely a good thing if the price is right. Yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If this is something that you guys liked, please leave a comment below and let me know if this is something you want to see in the future. Also, I'm always open to more to feedback on what you guys need me to do or what you guys want me to do. If you guys want to see more product reviews or more box openings, please let me know in the comments below. So hopefully you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.